Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I had a classmate. Let's say his name is Kevin. He always silent, always kept to himself, and people said that he was scary. They said that he had an angry face even when he was just sitting by himself, and before he could open his mouth, people already decided who he was. Some avoided him, and some whispered rumors. But here's the truth. Kevin was one of the kindest people I've ever met. He was gentle, thoughtful, and he once stayed after school for 2 hours just to help someone he barely knew. Yet, none of that mattered. People didn't see him, they only saw the idea of him. And one day he told me that it's strange, everyone treats me like a monster first and a person in second. When I look back, the saddest part wasn't how people act, it was how fast their minds can judge him. They didn't need proof, they didn't want to understand. Their idea and the rumors was enough to shape their behavior towards him. And this is where the prejudice starts, not from reality, but from assumptions, not from truth, but from a label. And what Kevin experienced is also described or explained by an expert. Let's take one example like Gordon Alport, the Alport theory of prejudice. And he said that prejudice is an attitude based on a faulty or inflexible generalization, or in simple words, people create a fixed idea about a group and they refuse to change it, even when they know they are wrong. And Alfred explained that prejudice often comes from fear of this fear of difference, old stereotypes passed to society, limited contact with the other guy or the other person, and equal power between groups. And I want to use this lens to analyze the movie of Zootopia 2 this year that came out in 2024 in December 2025. So let's jump in. So, as what I said before, we're gonna analyze Zootopia 2 from Alport's lens. And Alport described the escalation of prejudice into five stages. And the first one is antilocation. What is antilocation? It's like a hate speech or negative slurs. In the movie, when there are a character like reptiles, it's a snake named Gary the snake. I don't know why, but yeah. He met with public panic and verbal hostility. Its character descriptions from city leaders like Beautiful Goddess use the term like slithering, creepy, and highly venomous to reinforce negative stereotypes of snakes. The second one is avoidance, or let's say social distancing. Nah, I'm kidding. And the movie reveals that a history of exclusionary urban planning where reptiles were largely avoided and kept out of the main mammal metropolis. The mass market, I don't know, that's the name of the place actually. The mass market serves as a marginal space where reptiles are forced to exist away from the civilized city center. And the third is discrimination. I don't need to explain this. You all already know about this thing. So there are a small group. I don't know, a small group of animal group of lynx called the lynxly family. And as you all know that a lynx is actually a territorial animal, right? Based on what I heard. And the lynxly family represents the systematic nature. They manipulated history and laws to ensure that snakes or reptiles, that's the same, were barred from the land ownership and political power, effectively erasing them from Zootopia's historical narrative. And the fourth is physical attack. No. The movie depicts the Lynxly family ancestors that using violence to drive the snakes out of their ancestral land over 100 years per year, justifying that the theft as protection against savage. And in the present, Judy and Nix. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the main character, if you haven't watched the Zootopia first, there are Judy the police rabbit and Nick the fox. And in the Zootopia 2, they become partners of police. And in the present, Judy and Nick's investigation reveals that how fear can still trigger physical hostility and aggression. Oh my god. And aggression during crowd scenes. And the last one is extermination. Exterminate, yeah, something like that. This thing is not depicted as an active message of the movie in the movie, but it explores like a cultural extermination where the intentional erasure of reptile history contributes to make it appear as though they never belong in Zootopia. Like Gary the Snake's mission is to unearth a mysterious book that covered in metal, and that acts as a proof of this lost history, seeking to reverse the systemic erasure. And the truth of this history is hidden in the metal cover of the book, painted by the Lynxly family in Chester 100 years ago. Oh my god, this is so dramatic. So, we came to the end of the video of the talking about the Zootopia 2 movie. And what I, I learned personally is that from the Zootopia movie, that fear defines us, labels blind us, but understanding can unite us. So if we keep seeing people through the stereotypes, we'll repeat the same cycle over and over again. Fear, prejudice, and then discrimination. But if we slow down just a little and listen and learn about each other, that's when the walls break and trust grow. Just like Kevin in my story, and also just like the predators in Zootopia too. Every person deserves to be known for who they really are, not for the label the Linksley family give. No, I think I have a personal business with the Linksley family, I think. Yeah, every person deserves to be known for who they really are, not for the label society gives them. And maybe that's the first step toward a world where everyone feels like they belong. I am Mulfandra Pediputa from 05SIGP 003. Sign out. Thank you very much.
I like me better when I'm with